As we cross into the month of June, the injuries are starting to pile up. Takoa Roby, starting pitcher in Double A, is out for 2 months, and Ivan Herrera has unfortunately broken his foot and will also be out for 2 months on the same Sunday. We have currently two catchers that are injured. Yoel Pozo is already up at the majors, and we're going to need to call somebody up. Maybe Reniel Rodriguez, though he's a little young to be playing at the majors quite yet. Leonardo Bernal, Jimmy Brooks might get the call up just because he's at that point where it's kind of prove it, shut up and prove it, or you'll probably be cut in a couple weeks anyhow. He'll be the backup catcher as Pozo will be the starter. Victor Scott, fortunately, will be coming back into the Major League lineup, which means a long-awaited move needs to be made, and that is going to be Jordan Walker being sent down to the minors. A long overdue move for a struggling hitter, even though, let's be honest, Noel's not too much better of a hitter either. Looking at some prospects in scouting, Willie Lord looks pretty decent, though we now know 100% about him. Michael Felice, a relief pitcher, because I have no problem drafting a relief pitcher, looks to be pretty solid. Don't like the fact he doesn't have a fourth pitch. It's a decent pitch mix, though. And Richie Rosales is a top projected third baseman. If we do trade Nolan Gorman, we will want somebody to replace him, and he looks to be pretty solid, though I'd like to know exactly what he is working with. And in the meantime, we're going to be looking at Bernardo Corona, a starter, and Charles Erdman for catcher, because we had some catcher injuries. We got to look at some depth even further. Cade Smith, Hunter Gaddis, Tim Herron are going to be moving from Boston to Cleveland in exchange for Kyson Witherspoon, Moises Ballesteros, and Sung Shi Shang, a shortstop. This is an interesting move. I mean, I know Boston needed a closer, but maybe they gave up, or really Cleveland seems to have given up a lot just to get him, just to get a young pitcher. I don't think they're tanking per se. Marcelo Mayer is going to get the call up. Hasn't played a ton, but has played kind of here and there. And Drew Rasmussen is on the move from Tampa to Atlanta in exchange for young pitcher Hurston Waldrep and Lynn Fredrickson. Why he's injured and able to be traded is beyond me, but 18-year-old see potential prospect. You know, the Rays like to dig in the crates for players that they can get some kind of value out of. And what do you know? We take on the Rays, bases loaded for Jake McCarthy, one of our better hitters this season. Low liner right at, looks like Trey Morgan is out. Can't capitalize on the bases loaded situation. Jump ahead, Zach Gallen. Roller to Burleson. Burleson not going to be able to go to second and will just barely step on the bag in time to end the fifth inning. He really trips himself into Luca. And the first, Sujeezy. Going to give us that fourth run. Already had a double. Rolls it to third. Over to second. Back to first. And why are you sliding into first base, my dude? Not necessary at all. Nathan Church rolling on the ground. The second. Back to first. No. One is all they are going to get. And we'll turn the lineup over to see if McCarthy can come through. 1-2 count. Swing! And a whiff and a nasty sweeper out of the zone. Just enough to miss his bat. Soroka, somebody who we really haven't seen all season because he's been hurting most of it. Blind or injury or double play. DeLuca ends up safe. It's a key base runner here in the top of the eighth. DeLuca taking off the second and win. Not going to be able to slap down the tag. Johnny DeLuca, ninth steal of the year so far. Chandler Simpson on the ground to win. Long toss and able to get the Tampa speedster out of it. Swanson looking to, wait a minute, this is not a save situation. Why are you throwing him out here in a non-save situation? Get it together. Sonny Mellons over to Gorman. And Gorman goes to Sujeezy as they go to the bottom half of the ninth. We'll have 8-9 and back to number one. Assuming Pozo and Church don't even walk this off in the ninth. Let's call it what it is. Runner at second. They got on legitimately. No ghost runner here. Church hits it deep to left field. Not even a warning track shot. Throw back in. Runner will stay put at second. McCarthy can, honestly, wouldn't be surprised if he drops down a bunt. third base Campanelli. Not the strongest, and then he takes ball number 3, but they're going to call for a challenge. Look at it in. That looked like a strike, but oh no, there's like a razor's edge of space between the zone and the stitch as McCarthy bounces it to first. Runner advances, so it'll take a legitimate base hit to get us a run. Burleson, one of the better hitters, and he hits this into the right field gap. It'll bounce down. Runner scores from third. Cardinals pick up a, unfortunately, rare victory given how terrible we've been this season. It's good to see us picking up victories, but, I'd like to see us string a couple of win streaks together. Andres Jimenez, the Blue Jays shortstop second baseman, is going to be traded to the Braves for a prospect, Tate Southacene, a shortstop, about 20 years old, see potential. I think the Blue Jays are trying to cut some salary. I don't know why they're worried about it now. They're not too far out of a wild card spot. Like, I get that, you want to leave some room for Vlad to, get some talent. But Pablo Lopez is on the move to the Red Sox. Red Sox making moves. They just called up Marcelo Mayer, and now he's out of town immediately. Red Sox really trying to catch up to the Yankees. The Twins way out of first place. 10 games out. Not too crazy. Red Sox hold the final wild card spot. The Twins 6.5 games behind anywhere as the Angels are the bottom barrel of the league. Richie Rosales, we know 100% about him. He looks to be at least a good player, at least potential-wise. The numbers can fall outside of that once we finally get draft grades. It looks like a good contact and power guy at 22 years old. Bernardo Corona, lefty reliever, fares better against lefties than he does righties. I mean, he is a lefty, so he'll probably be more of a loogie guy. Does want a decent amount of money. So does Rosales. He wants $8 million. Charles Erdman, on the other hand, looks like he has the ability to play catcher and third base, though his bat really leaves a lot to be desired. We're going to look at Daniel Almanzar and David Santana. Almanzar looks like he could be a phenomenal relief pitcher, but it's going to take some time to really see how he plays. Do like the 4-pitch mix. David Santana plays second. Lefty bat, righty throwing. Looks like he can have some speed and is a good fielder. Might even have a decent enough bat to maybe find some time in the majors. Meanwhile, Victor Scott, bottom of the lineup, but is in a bases juice situation. Shane McClanahan tests the fastball, bounces down the left field. That'll score one. Cardinals within one. Take a look at some of the mock draft down below. We are projected to take outfielder Lewis Coleman. Don't know if I even scouted him much, but McCarthy plops down a single, which will score 2. Giving us the lead. And we've got a, an early second-round pick as Mason Wynn almost sends this one out of here. Bouncing off the warning track into the corner. That is a bases clearing double for Mason Wynn. His 22nd double of the year. Is it a 22nd double? Damn, that's crazy. Mullins, unfortunately, be punched out on the cutter as we look to pick up back-to-back victories against the Tampa Bay Rays. Jonathan Aranda bounces the sweeper to Sajuzi at second. Underhand toss. Cardinals pick up second victory. For the first time this season, we've looking at a sweep in our favor. We haven't seen too much of. And taking a look at some trades. Mason Wynn is on the trade block, and I'm just going to throw it out here. I'm going to see if this Max Clark deal goes through, because we could use some outfield help in the minors, or at least somebody coming up who is, somebody we can be excited about. If this goes through, cool. If not, we'll look elsewhere. He's batting very well in the minors, .322, as we offer it up, and he'll take some time to get back to us. And turns out it wasn't that long. We are getting a top-flight prospect, Max Clark from Mason Wynn. Listen, Wynn has been hitting well. He has been fielding well. But the power leaves a little bit to be desired. And we have other shortstops That being J.J. Weatherholt is going to finally make his major league debut. Unlike in Fiend franchise, where he's doing things a little differently, he's doing a draft-only franchise. I'm playing it a little different, obviously. J.J. Weatherholt will make his major league debut, and y'all need to subscribe if y'all want to see it. This video is not yet over. Max Clark is going to be in AAA for now. Might move Alec Thomas, might move another outfielder. We shall see. We don't have a whole lot to work with in the outfield, so an injury may play in our favor, or will play in Max Clark's favor, and we may just see him and have the beginnings of a youth movement, so to speak, here in St. Louis. J.J. Weatherholt, he's 24 years old in this franchise, and somehow we still have the #1 prospect farm in the league. Derek Luther, who we drafted last year, is down in A-ball. Max Clark is in AAA. Harvey Franks also drafted last year. Weatherholt's already up. Liam Doyle is somebody we should be looking at. Durangelo Senior, #7, the switch pitcher, is not too far from a call-up, barring a trade. I do have a couple of pitchers on the block that I am looking at moving. Kyle Lay, Andre Palante, Clark Schmidt, even though we picked him up in the Rule 5 draft. Just kind of knew he wasn't going to be long for St. Louis. Just thought I'd pick him up, and, it's just a smart move to sometimes take players, put them on your roster if you are rebuilding, in order to just get them back out of here and get some assets in return. Pozo is going to take second base on the wild pitch. Weatherholt can drive on his first run. Not going to happen on the sinker. A little bit out of his reach. 1-1. And a circle change high in the middle of the zone. That dropped me a little further. We might be looking at his first hit being a long ball. 1-2 count. Ryan Gusto. Cutter, no. Below the knees, not going to swing at it. The Marlins are really not a bad team. 41-38. Third place in their division. Not too far from a wild card spot. Now, unfortunately, J.J. Weatherholt's first plate appearance is going to be a strike. So we'll have to wait a little bit before we see if he gets his first hit.
Leading off for the
And
Cardinals,
second plate appearance, now facing a new
J.J.
pitcher, Jansen
Weatherholt.
Junk. We are up 3-0 here in the fourth inning. 0-1 and circle change hit over short into left field into the gap. That is not just one base. He is hustling for two, and he is going to stand up with a double. First major league hit. Yes. Drop down and get your eagle on Weatherholt. And we're going to get that ball back into the dugout. Former Cardinal Stubby Clapp going to get that back to the boys. Get that wrapped up or something, whatever you got to do to get his major league career together. Alex Burrell's going to bounce one in the left field. And Weatherholt coming to the plate to throw way off the mark. And Weatherholt is going to score his first major league run. Second plate appearance, looking for a multi-hit game. The sinker bounced to short. Lopez goes to first. We're up 7-0. So, not asking much out of Weatherholt. I mean, listen, can't really ask him much anyway. We don't have much to work with. Grounded by Casey. Weatherholt throw to first, not in time. And understandably so. Casey is one of the fastest players in that Marlins organization. Weatherholt swing and a whiff. Wow, not good vision there by him. He showed better vision down in Double-A. It happens, bro. Now a tie ball game. We'll ask him to come up clutch. Sends it out to right field. But it is going to be hung up too long and be caught. So, pushing along. Game might go into extras. And we score a run in the top of the 10th. Make it 4 runs in the top of the 10th. Giving up the walk. 3-run home. The Marlins within 1, but they can't get the victory in a very high-scoring game. 12-11 Cardinals. Most runs scored this season so far, and J.J. Weatherholt going to be that magic touch we need to pull ourselves out of the absolute bottoms of the National League and Major League Baseball in general. Kazuma Akamoto, a third baseman that was just signed a year ago to the Blue Jays, is going to be moved for Jacob Gonzalez. Now, I get Akamoto is 30, but he's still a quality bat and not batting too terribly. 243, 719 OPS. You know what? The White Sox look like they're probably going to be making some moves to really build themselves a foundation to hopefully compete in the near future. They're going to have to do it against teams like the Tigers, who are a very formidable team in the American League, and they make yet another move. They push a starting pitcher, Drew Thorpe, out of Chicago in exchange for Harrison Bader, getting some defensive help. And you know what? Bader's not hitting too terribly either. Thorpe, not a bad pitcher. I'm a little surprised they moved him out. His pitching can be very hard to come by. Defense, you can find somebody who is a glove. And what do you know? We're all for the trade, as a matter of fact. I thought this trade went through via simulation, but that is not the case. Ben Joyce for Cooper Jerpy. Ben Joyce, the well-renowned relief pitcher, well, closer really, hard-throwing, 1.67 ERA, 29 strikeouts. Somehow, some way, SDS never gave him an outlier quirk. That makes no sense. This man threw the fastest pitch in college baseball history. You can't give him a 103-mile-an-hour fastball? Hell, he should have two outliers, his four-seam and his sinker, because he throws them both extremely hard. And you know what? I am going to accept this trade because we need young relievers. Now, granted, I know he's a closer, but he's more than likely going to just be like a setup man. And in exchange, we're going to have to send somebody down. Ryan Fernandez, a 7.41 ERA in 37 innings. He needs to work on his game down in Triple-A. Kyle Lay is a little injured, so Tink Hence will start for the time being, though, honestly, I think Tink Hence might just stay here because I am looking to move him. As far as the rest of the prospects are concerned, I got to say the next call-up is more than likely CJ. Max Clark, though, by a lot of Major League pundits, they say he is ready right now. I am not ready to call him up quite yet. His time is going to come, believe you me. He is only 22 years old. As Yuri Perez, 2-6 record, but a 2.49 ERA. So, looks like he's getting unlucky in his starts. Whip is all right. Strikeout 73. As Freddie Fermin extends a hit streak to 19 games, the Red Sox with their moves within 4 games now of the Yankees in the American League East. And, of course, J.J. Weatherholt, the double, as you just saw in the previous episode. 12-6 curveball. Is it time for his first home run deep to center field? It is going to be caught. Unfortunately. I don't even know who that is out there in center. But, hey, he made the play in such a big-ass ballpark. Weatherholt. Swing and the sweeper yesterday, the slider now, and he hustles it out just barely, getting the call in his favor. Strikeout on a wild pitch. Nice full count. McCarthy hits it hard into the gap, but it's going to be run down by the right fielder. And Weatherholt's not going to score quite yet. Griffin Jack's coming in relief. Marlins holding on to a one-run game, and Weatherholt picks up his second base hit of his major league career. A circle change on, and the first baseman actually was pulled toward the line. I'm a little surprised. Now he's going to take off on the first pitch, and he's going to pick up his first stolen base of his career. Not known to be much of a base stealer, but we'll take what we can get. Leaves him in scoring position, grounder, as McCarthy is unfortunately going to be out. Weatherholt safe. Can we drive him home? Burleson, swing and a whiff. Pitch gets away from the catcher. They're going to stay pat at third. Take a true base hit for us to get a run. Noel, bouncer on the ground to second. Edwards over to first. Weatherholt touches the plate, but he will not touch. Miami would end up winning this ball game. And then we head to Cincinnati to take on the Reds. They're nearly 500 on the season as we are just approaching the halfway point of the season. Norman Gorman heating up in the last week or so, back 417 over the last 6 games. As we take a deeper dive into the numbers. 3 homers, 6 RBI, 5 times scoring, 1254 OPS. Remember, it's only over 6 games, but This is encouraging as we cross the halfway point of the season. But we are still focused on J.J. Weatherholt. Maybe we see his first home run, maybe not on this plate appearance, but at some point over the course of this episode. St. Louis now up 3-0, nobody on. Rhett Lauder is gonna serve him a fastball, hit the straightaway center, but it's gonna find a glove. It's another warning track shot for JJ as we await his first long ball. Now Weatherholt back out there, still 4-0. Floats a cover to left field, and it is going to find the left fielder's glove, charging forward to end the sixth. Jump ahead now 4-4 as the Reds looking to, oh boy. Well, they'll have an opportunity in the bottom of the ninth to probably get a run unless somebody scores over the next batter, and it turns out they would end up winning the ball game. Now 2-1 ball game. Striking out is Weatherholt as maybe he's starting to press a little bit. Josh Naylor that is, gets his 600 RBI. Bryce Harper doubles him up, gets his 1,200. Daily over of the Twins, 11 strikeouts on one-run baseball, replacing Pablo Lopez as the new ace. Weatherholt can't seem to connect on anything quite yet so far, and floats a circle change. The left field near the gap, bounces. One runner score. Weatherholt going to put back on second. He is in there in time despite Ellie De La Cruz with a strong throw. His second double so far. Cardinals up 5-1. High fly ball. Nathan Church hits it to center at the warning track, and both runners in scoring position will tag. They will both advance. We will gain ourselves another run. It is 6-1. That should be more than enough to get us the victory should it hold up. But Berry has an opportunity to drive him home. Can't even take the bat off his shoulders. Brandon Williamson with the strikeout. Jump ahead, Fabio Vergara, a drafty last year, like literally just last year, hits it in the right field. The throw back into the infield, that is an easy double for him as the Reds look to mount themselves a comeback. Now Spencer Steer 0 for 4, hits this one into right field, shallow right, bounces into Scott, the throw to the plate, the tag, it is in there! Great play by Scott, hitting Pozo, and the athletic tag. We pick up the victory, and now we take a look at some more scouting. Charles Erdman, he is at worst going to be a high C potential player. Daniel Almanzar, we know decent enough about him. Erdman, a better left-handed hitter as a catcher, and it seems to be a very good fielder, and should see some time at third should he, play on a regular basis. Daniel Almanzar, relief pitcher, still the case is up in the air as to where he is at. David Santana looks like he might be an okay player, but at second base, we're going to take a little bit more time to see if he does anything more with his baseball career. As Arthur Donald, we're going to take a look at him. He seems to have a lot of high projected ability against lefties and righties. As Marcelo Rodriguez also will be added to the board. A left fielder, probably plays some other positions, though his fielding leaves a lot to be desired. He does have a strong arm. As we look to take a 2-1 lead in this series, Nolan Gorman, a hitting streak up to 11 straight games. Choosing a hell of a time to start hitting, especially when his name is on the trade block. Maybe he wants out as Weatherholt sends this one out the right field, but it is going to be caught, unfortunately. That'll end the second.
Up next for the
Jump ahead as you see his batting average is now 235 through 17 at bats, and a little late swing on the 102-mile-an-hour fastball from Zach Maxwell. It'll be a flyout. A little late on the fastball, and bouncing another fastball to short. De La Cruz, the throw, and Weatherholt beats him out. Are you serious? Cruz is one of the strongest arms at short. Floats at the shallow right field, but it is going to be caught. Thought it would bounce down here in the ninth inning. Reds will escape with the victory as we get Pedro Pages back off the injured list. He should be the starter as, oh boy, the Yankees have made themselves a move. They're going to acquire the power bat of Joe Adele, as well as relief pitcher Caleb Ferguson for Leandro Cabrera, and who is that other player? Ryan Weathers, a guy who was traded for in 2025 offseason, has not actually made a start at all in 2 seasons. I did think about trading for him, but he is now the Angels pitcher, and he's been pitching pretty well. And we're going to try our hand at getting Kyle Lee out of here in exchange for Anthony Eason and Justin Slater, as we take the 3-time defending champs. Well, we hosted them. Roki Sasaki is going to be the pitcher on the mound, and he has pitched very well since reducing his pitching repertoire from last year. 25 strikeouts in 31 innings, a 2-0 record in 6 starts, a .83 whip, only allowing 17 hits. Yeah, we get to take on the best team in the National League, at least 3 years running, as Tink Hence is going to get the start. He has started a different game, which I think I showcased, which is fine, as he is up for a tall task. We are 11th in the National League in standings as Will Smith leadoff base hit. In case you're wondering, no, Shohei Ohtani is not playing. Kyle Tucker bounces it to Sajazian, and the throw is offline. The weather halt. We are not going to get either runner out. Ohtani is injured, I believe, with a broken forearm at this point. Injured back in, well, hell, early June. No, late May. So he won't be back till late July, early August at the very least. Teoscar Jimenez replacing him at DH. Freeman, Happ, Teoscar, Hee-Sung Kim, Andy Pages, Tommy Edman, and Noah Miller playing third base as Max Muncy is, I think, taking the day off. And Ian Happ flips it to right field, acquired in the offseason, as you know the Dodgers are looking to run away with the baseball in general, as Pages with a phenomenal stab on the ball in his first game back. Pages did hit a 2-run home run in the first inning, as we, again, a little focus on J.J. Weatherholt. And facing Sasaki, he gets pelted with a slider, a pitch I'm surprised that Sasaki decided to keep in his repertoire. He is now down to a four-seam fastball with the splitter you saw back in the 25 World Series, and a slider for good measure. Used to throw a curveball. I think he also threw a sinker at one point too, but since shrunk up his repertoire, or SDS is screwed up, because I'm very sure he threw other pitches. He threw like 7 different pitches in NPB. Nonetheless, Pages gets on as the first base runner here in the second inning. Noah Miller, 1-2. Swing and a whiff at the slider. Good pitch by Tink Hence to get him out of the inning. Jump ahead 2-2. Will Smith bounces it to Weatherholt. And why are you jump throwing? That is mad unnecessary. Will Smith is not that fast. Tucker, unfortunately, is going to swing and miss as well on the slider. Freeman, hard shot down the first base line. It is not going to end up in the right field corner, so he'll only end up with a single. Ian Happ, 4-time Gold Glover, bounces it past Joe Kinsey Noel. Don't worry, Nolan Gorman is just having the day off. And a big reason why we picked up Noel in a stream, as a matter of fact, off of waivers, is because he can play other positions. And Nathan Church reaching out for no apparent reason. 1 runner scored. The throw back in. Sajazi throws to the plate. Not going to matter. The 3-time defending world champions tie the ball game at 2. And then strike out by Kim on the slider. Good job to get out of it as you take a look at teams going in opposite directions as the Dodgers are looking to hold off the Diamondbacks up by 6 games actually, in the division. As the best team in the National League, the Pirates are in first place in our division, only 4 games out of the number 1 seed. This is the furthest up in the National League standings they've been since like 1993. And I mean that. And Noah Miller, unfortunately, striking out on the 12-6 curveball, and that is a 6th strikeout for Hens.
All one.
And fastball upstairs as Pozo going to challenge it. Tap on the cap, and it is just grazing that top portion corner of the zone. It is 0-2, and that plays in the pitcher's advantage. Bouncer up the middle. Sajazi able to stop it from rolling in the center, but won't be able to get anybody out. And that is going to be scored a base hit. Next up, Tucker. Bouncer to Pajes. Great stab yet again at first. Underhand towards the hit. That ends the 4th inning. Pedro Pajes. There's some damn good defense. This is his first game back. Jeez. Weatherholt bounces one into left field for a single off Sasaki. And now Brian Torres. Swing and a miss. Clips it, but it ends up in the catcher's glove. That is the strikeout. 3rd of the ball game. As mentioned again, shortened up that arsenal to a 4-seam splitter and a slider. A little weird for him, but hey, specialize in what works best to you. A throw from Smith, and J.J. Weatherholt steals second so far. Victor Sky, swing and a whiff on the inside slider. Man, tied him up in knots. Sasaki shows a little bit of intensity. Jump ahead to the 5th. Freeman hits this one to right center, and Scott will just play behind it for a single. Ian Happ. Bouncer on the ground, Noel. Slow-footed to get to it as it gets to McCarthy in left field. There's 2 runners on with nobody out so far. It's the Sassy Champs. Bounce one with Noel to Sajazi. Over to first, that is 2. Runners advance to 3rd, though. For Kim, who can drive in the runner, won't be able to do so. 12-6 curveball inside, he cannot connect.
Leading off for the Dodgers, right field.
Athletics have been one of the best teams in the league so far. Ketel Marte on pace for a near Diamondbacks record of 55 homers with 26 through the halfway point of the season. Pajes, he might have to play first base a little more often. I know he's a catcher, but chunky boy getting it done as Tommy Edman marks one here in the top of the 10th. They were already at 1. Now make it 2. 4-2 Champs. Jump ahead. It was a 2-run homer that unfortunately I was not recording. Nonetheless, we get out of the 11th inning with an opportunity to win the game in the bottom half. Pajes now up here in the 11th. And rolls over one to second. And we'll have to get a sac fly or a base hit as Noel takes a high fastball. He is a taller individual, so Will Smith is calling for the challenge. And, man. Damn you, ABS, but, hey. Nonetheless, a fastball right down the middle. Noel, you're a fastball hitter. Just slap that thing and we win. And now a terrible swing at the circle change. I don't know what he was thinking. Weatherholt, an opportunity to get his first game winner. Floats a circle change to left field, but it is going to find a glove. And we will push on with more extra innings. Sheehan, pump fisting. And Ian Happ swinging a miss on the curveball. Riley O'Brien looking to get us out of it as it's a high fly ball by Happ. Deep to right field. It caroms off the wall. Runner from second easily scores. Church throws it back in as Pozo has to get it on the pitcher's mound. 10th double for Pajes. Curveball by him. Hernandez says that is not strike number 3, and he is wrong. Strike 3 will take your silly self back to the bench. Swing and a miss. His son Kim striking out on a Ben Joyce heater. Pajes. Roller to the right side of Shajazy. He's able to stop it from going in the outfield, which will then prevent the runner from scoring. And Edman already hit a home run and ends up damn near taking out Pozo. Jeez. Turns out he's all good. And a circle change way out of his zone. Not sure what Edmund was looking for. Joyce gets out of the inning. As Torres floats a fastball to right field, and we are not going to tag. Okay, Kendall George throws at the third on a dime, too. As Pozo looks to tie or win the ball game with another long ball. Bounces it up the middle, into center. The throw. Not even going to be much of a throw. He tied the ball game at 5 apiece. Pozo doing the damn thing. Victor Scott floats it into left field as Happ can't come up with it, and both runners will move up 2 bases. Had the lead runner been faster, I would have sent him. That leaves to Jay-Z. Shallow bouncer in the infield. The throw to the plate, the tag. What the hell were you thinking, Pozo? Dude, you could have stayed. We got to really get a base hit to win this. Come on, man. This is why we're bottom of the National League type team. Nathan Church said, that pitch is off just enough. Look at the replay, and it is by like a quarter of the baseball. Next pitch. Called inside for a strike, and Church is like, yo, bruh, what the hell are you looking at, my dude? Inside, 2 in a row, challenges overturned in a 2-0 count. Now 3-0 count. Should be looking for something to slap, and oh man, disappointing. Kicks his bat. Says, what the hell was I thinking? Squandered opportunity, and you can't take the Dodgers lightly. The bunt to Noel. The runner at second does not move. So a wasted bunt by the Champs. Bouncer to Joyce goes to first as opposed to third. And a smart move, get the short out. As Kendall George will pop this one up in the shallow center. So Jay-Z makes the catch in the 13th. We are really trying everything we can to beat the Champs. Grounder, Freeman. The throw to Sheehan, covering the bag, not in time. Jake McCarthy showing off the wheels as looks like Sheehan might have touched the base, but no challenge by the Dodgers. Pages, swing and a miss on the outside. High outside corner. Now Noel gets an opportunity. Runners at the corners, and he swings and whips at a slider, and he is clutching his back or lat muscle. Says a rib injury. As Noel will now be replaced by the guy who was giving him the day off. Nolan Gorman, runners at the corners. First pitch he sees, floats this one to left field. Ian Happ, as a matter of fact, makes the catch. Run from third, tags. And a day off turns into a walk-off victory. As we have beaten the back-to-back World Series champions. But it's only one game. Good game by Pozo, 3 for 5, though I didn't like him running home. And turns out, bruised ribs, not a big bruised ribs. What the hell, were you playing paintball or something? You swung a bat. That should be a lat muscle pull or something. Nonetheless, Weatherholt looking to drive in a run against the Champs, and bouncer up the middle. Robleski goes to second, over to short, turning to no run scored. Disappointing plate appearance as Weatherholt looks to redeem himself, bouncing a pitch in the shallow right field for a run, tying the ball game up at 3 apiece here in the 4th inning. Pajes at the plate. And Weatherholt, what the hell are you doing? Stubby Clapp told you to come back to first. A fly ball to Kim over to first. That is a stupid double play. We will chalk it up to him being a rookie. And he redeems himself with a base hit. We are up by 2. Looking to put the Champs away for the 2nd straight game. Getting a little love there from Ty Flint, backup first baseman. And Pajes sends this one out to right Center field. It is off the top of the wall and over. 405 feet. Fires his fifth long ball. His second or third since coming back off an injury. We have taken the second game of this series. It is a 4-game set. And Nolan Gorman, who had the day off the day before, comes to work. 3 for 3 with a long ball. Weatherholt 3 for 10 against the champs as he floats this fastball to left field in his first. No, well, not the first. It's like his third plate appearance. We are down 10-0 because now 12-0. I think the champs are pissed. They're losing to one of the worst teams in the National League. A bouncer by Weatherholt, first to second, back to first. No, Weatherholt shows the hustle. Not sure what it means, given down by a dozen. The Rams no longer play here, so he can't get 2 touchdowns or 4 field goals. Pozo hits this one to left field, and unfortunately it will find a glove, and the Dodgers will take the blowout victory, 12-0. Ugh, gross game. Nobody really hit, at least not on our end, as we have reached July. And reaching July, we still don't have 30 wins yet. Unfortunately, the Red Sox have declined our trade for Kyle Lee, for Jimmy Brooks, for Anthony Eason, and Justin Slayton. I think Slayton was a little bit too much to throw in the deal, given he's a deep potential and a not too shabby reliever as we take on the first place team in the division. Last team I would have thought being first place, well, other than us, the Pittsburgh Pirates, who are 52-23. The big reason why, well, maybe not their pitching in the last series, as they did lose it. As Weatherholt in the City Connect Uni Pound pops this one up. As we are down 2-0. Ken Caminiti, the son of Ken Caminiti, the former Dodger pitcher, on the mound. As you can see, we are 23 games out of the division, 23 and a half, 16 and a half out of a wild card spot. So we are kind of just playing to get our paychecks and see if we can kick the tires on some youth. Thus far in this season, inside fastball called for a ball. Majinski and the catcher called for a challenge, and it is overturned. Now 0-2, and bounces it to second. Weatherholt can't seem to get a solid hit on a baseball quite yet. Former top prospect Connor Griffin, the key to victory, 2 runs for the offense. Urangelo Sinjay, a 1.01 ERA in 26 2/3 innings. We need to make a trade happen. It's time for him to come to the majors. We're going to offer the Red Sox once again for Anthony Eason, Kyle Lee, and Jesus Baez. But first, while we wait for that trade to possibly go through, we call on Clark Schmidt. On the mound, 2-8 record, not very good. The ERA is about average, so is the whip. He really hasn't been bad. I mean, wins and losses really aren't on the starter, as J.J. Weatherholt is going to wipe some sweat off his brow. And not hitting the best, but hey, I'll take 230 through his first 10 games of his career, and he bounces a base hit down into left field to start off his ball game. Up next is Jake McCarthy. Hits this one hard and high to the right, but it is going to be a fly out, and McCarthy has to retreat back for first. And he is going to get there in time. Runner does tag and go to third. Runners at the corners for Nolan Gorman, who sends it to left field. And a diving stop. Who is that in left field? A hell of a play by Jake Mangum. As the Cardinals now up by 2. And a runner at first and second, and a swing and a miss at a circle change. Great change of speed by Isaac Matson. Cardinals still up by 2 as Majinski gets him to bounce one to first, and it's a foot race to first. First baseman wins it as they had a much shorter distance to go. We do hang on for the victory by 2. Or did the score change? Turns out, well, we won't find out. Nonetheless, Michael McGreevy still going to spend about another 2 weeks on the injured list, and the trade has gone through. We've traded for a young pitcher, Anthony Jansen, for Leahy and Baez, and that means Orangelo Sinjay is going to be added to the 40-man roster and put in the rotation. I'm not sure if I'm going to start him quite yet. He might not get his first start until after the All-Star break, as we do have the draft to concern ourselves with. Daniel Almansar, some will range somewhere between a high D and a low B prospect. I'm not concerned about the potential for a reliever. David Santana is probably a deep potential prospect, which is whatever. I'm not concerned about it too much, because if he can field and hit a little bit, he's at least a bench bat. And Marcelo Rodriguez, I don't know if we'll have enough time to fully scout him. It looks like he might have some power. Might be a sneaky player we can take in the maybe third round. Does play all outfield positions and first, as we'll look for some other players, or at least scout the positions. As here on the 4th of July, Tink Hence looking to help get us a victory before we head into the draft. The Pirates still in first place in the National League Central. We are up by 2 against them as Weatherholt sends a sweeper into left center, but O'Neal Cruz using that 6'7" frame to run it down for the out. Now tied 6-6 as Weatherholt floats it to center, and Cruz won't even have to move. It's through 6. It is tied at 6. Weatherholt with another opportunity. Bases loaded. Can drive in a run with a sac flies. He hits it in the left field. It bounces just inside their territory. Runner from first scores. Runner from second scores. Runner from third scores. That is a bases clearing double for the rookie. His third double, and I think like his 10th RBI so far. As bouncer by Alec Thomas III. Barco fires over to first, and everybody is safe. That's an error on the third baseman. Can we get a 10th run? We are not going to do so. Gorman doesn't take the bat off his shoulders. Still maintain a 2-run lead, and we pick up the victory on the 4th of July. You hear the fireworks going off. Maybe things are starting to look up for us. Yoel Pozo, 3 for 4 with a homer, 2 RBI. Segazy with a homer, and Victor Scott with the rare home run. As unfortunately, Alec Burleson is going to be out for the remainder of the season. A torn Achilles. Will probably miss a portion of next season as well. And we could call up Elliot Nichols, but I think he's not quite ready yet. He's only 18. Blaze Jordan with a phenomenal first name. Speaking of first baseman and having a phenomenal season is Vladimir Guerrero. For a team that made the World Series 2 years ago, he has continued to be really the foundation of this Toronto Blue Jays team. Should be an all-star and is a front runner for an elusive MVP, something he hasn't gotten yet in his career. Obviously hasn't gotten a ring yet either. As we take on the Blue Jays. Weatherholt sends a fastball deep to right center field. It is off the wall. Damn it, I thought he had his first home run. The runner from second coming to the plate, and in time. Weatherholt with another RBI double to his legend. Pajes, full count, rolls it to short. I actually don't know who the shortstop is now, being as Blue Jays made a trade. That is, I can't see his jersey. Nonetheless, we're up 2-1. Bouncer to second. And throw over to first. Unfortunately, Weatherholt can't get another chance to get on base. Brandon Little, the lefty, throws him a 12-6 curveball swing and a whiff in the 8th inning. Blue Jays, can they make the comeback? They will not. We will pick up the victory here in Canada. Shaking a little hands as Swanson gets the save. 16th, should be an all-star, and we've got a trade offer. The Yankees are looking to really clear us out. They want Schmidt, Gorman, and Palante for a young shortstop and Jose Caballero. I like Caballero as a player. Not going to lie, he's fast, he can field, plays a lot of different positions, and can hit a little bit. He can help us a little bit, as far as defense is concerned. Oh, wait a minute. They want to give us Spencer Jones, but I don't know if I want to give up this much. Oh, it's so tempting. We could use the outfielder. Burleson's out for a while. Jones could be our new first baseman. Find out in the next episode if I make that trade.